Let's move straight to our next conversation. It appears the political situation in Rivers State has become more spiral and gotten out of control. The political crisis rocking the South state has now taken a new twist as the State House of Assembly has taken a step towards potential impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara. They have issued a notice of gross misconduct against Governor Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu. The special assistant on media to the Speaker of the Assembly, Martins Nwachukwu, confirmed the development. The gross misconduct is the first step in the impeachment process as outlined in Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. Okay, BKO. Interesting development in Rivers Mayor, apologies. Interesting development in Rivers State. Okay, Rivers State House of Assembly now with this one, a potential move to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Expected, some will say, but is this the beginning of another crisis in Rivers State?
I think it's an irresponsible act.
Irresponsible?
Very irresponsible.
What makes it irresponsible?
Because impeachment proceedings was put in the Constitution to safeguard certain activities or certain behaviors from the executive. Okay. It is not something you throw about because you want to show that you have power or there is one godfather somewhere who can show that I have power. That is irresponsible because they are not looking at the interests of the people of Rivers State. Don't forget that when they tried to do this the last time, the House of Assembly was burnt. There was so much crisis. The president had to get involved. And they have been to court, and the court and the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, has made pronouncements. That should have been the head of the nonsense that is going on in Rivers.
But he said gross misconduct.
The governor has been told to go and represent the budget to the House, and that the election that they conducted in the local government was null and void. That is what that has solved the crisis. And the governor has agreed to present the budget to the House. So why do you now want to start this nonsense gross misconduct? Let me tell you something, and I want to put a record. They are wasting their time. They won't succeed. Even their godfather that's making them to do this nonsense is just on a long thing. And I will tell you why it won't succeed.
What makes you think they won't succeed?
Why they wouldn't succeed? History says so. Apart from Balarabe Musa, there's no other governor that was impeached that was not returned by court.
Successfully, yeah.
There was no governor that was impeached. Even during Obasanjo's time, that he was using impeachment to harass governors everywhere. All the governors most governors that were impeached were returned.
Are you saying
because
that
the process,
yes,
the Constitution has made the process so tedious.
The process of impeachment. We're still going to talk about the process, but the actions or inactions of the government. That's what I'm saying. What you think they are not impeachable offenses? He has not done any impeachable offenses. The governor has not done anything impeachable.
You know why? You know why he has not done anything impeachable?
Talk to me.
Because as at that time, there were issues. The governor's argument was that these people has decamped. It's on record that they decamped. The Supreme Court has made a pronouncement that when you decamp, you must lose your seat. It is there.
That's just that those states
it's just because the case has not gotten to the Supreme Court. That particular case has not gotten to the Supreme Court. So as at that time, the governor believed, his own argument is that these people has lost their seat. Okay. So it's only these members that are members of the assembly. And they presented the budget. These people said, no, what you have done is wrong. Everybody went to court. They got to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court confirmed that, look, these 27 people are the members, that everybody, in fact, he said the other 3 should join them, and that everybody must be accepted as members of that house, and that the governor should go and represent the budget to them. That is the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. So the only way you can accuse him of gross misconduct if he refused to do that. And he has said he's ready to do that. So if you look at the larger interests of the people, there's no need to create an unnecessary crisis.
So in your opinion,
because now they want to impeach the governor and the deputy. Do you know who will be the beneficiary of that? The Speaker.
Okay. So
the Speaker wanted to impeach them. Will become the
all right, let me bring in GKB here. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, I'm very disappointed in the House The governor have tried in his little way to meet them halfway.
Okay.
Of course, we all know what happened the last 2 years. There are things some of us are not proud of. I worked in Port Harcourt for 4 years. I know Port Harcourt very well. And I know this is not really helping the people of the state. For 2 reasons. One, the governor's action in the last 2 years have shown lack of self-validation. Because we all know the day will come like this. When he was supervising the sacking of the House of Assembly and bringing the structure down.
Okay.
We know down the line somebody will pay. Okay. This is the period. But this is not the best way forward. The governor has accepted everything that the Supreme Court said. He's willing to meet you halfway. He's willing to come to your domain, as it were, present the case, and then the state can move forward. I thought that what will happen. But this in Yoruba, what is happening now is what Yorubas will call the tortoises in law.
So what
you know the story? The tortoise did something, and everybody blamed the tortoise on the way to the farm. But the tortoise was still laying there when they were coming back from the farm. So people shifted the blame from the tortoise to the in-laws.
Okay.
So that's what is happening. I think the house is going to become very relevant in Rivers State very soon.
Now the governor said he wants peace, okay? And now with this move triggered by the lawmakers, do you think the lawmakers actually want peace and reconciliation with all of these things going on? Do you think they want peace?
That's the first statement I said. I said the governor handled this badly in the beginning. But now he has seen the errors of his way and is willing to meet you halfway. That to me is enough for the people of Rivers State. Because it's not about you. It's about the people you are governing. And they deserve to have peace and quiet in their lives. This man has a mandate for 4 years. He has spent the first 2 years fighting.
But some of the things the lawmakers, they said the governor is playing to the gallery.
It doesn't matter.
That was before. That was before the Supreme Court announcement. Then they were fighting. There were issues. They went to court. They didn't agree.
You said the man cannot come to you. He said, fine. Let me give me a date I can come. What else do you want him to do?
So it shows that they are not being fair.
They are not willing to cooperate with the
Because if they are sincere, yes, I'm not supporting the governor. The governor has done a lot of things that I thought it will get away with.
Okay.
Because when you present a budget to 3 members, that's ridiculous. That's not democracy. And then you went to court because he has his own argument why he did that. But the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, has made pronouncements. So where you can only, if you want peace, where you can only say the governor, you can accuse him of gross misconduct, is if he refused to follow what he has done. For example, if he says, I'm not going to represent the budget. If he says, I'm still going to continue with the local government. Those are the 2 issues. But this man wrote a letter to them stating that he's ready to pay because they have not been paid for 2 years. The members of the House of them not been paid. The 27 members. He said, oh, he's ready to pay them. He's ready to look for a befitting place for them because the other place was gone by unknown people, according to them. Okay, he said he's going to get a place where they are going to meet. He said he's going to present the budget. He has done what the Supreme Court said he should do. If the members of the assembly they are genuinely in law about the people. If it's about the people, it's about good governance. What they should bother about is for the governor to do what is right. From this time move forward. Because what the president told the governor was that go and do the right thing. Go and do what the Supreme Court said you should do.
Okay, last week the FCT minister, had a press conference or media chat, you call it. He said that the governor should be impeached if found wanting. With this you're saying, this proceedings, this move, it is not, is it in the interest of the people or in the interest of the few?
Wike is not the governor general of Rivers State.
And it's not the
you can take that to bank. And he's not the president of this country. So he can sit down in Abuja and run his mouth. He's not the president of Nigeria. And he's not the governor general of Rivers State. So he's not in his place to say that I listened to him. And he's so full of himself. And I can tell you that I'm so disappointed in him. It just shows the kind of leader that will put. Because you know why? This same Wike, I've watched two interviews that he did. One, when he was accusing Amechi of the same thing he was doing, that some people will be in Abuja, they didn't love the state, they claim they love the state, they are giving the state executive problem. Why should you be interested in problem to be in your state if you really the state that have given you so much? the same thing is happening to him. The state that's giving him so much is now being asked that.
All right, gentlemen. We have Senator Ajetumobi calling from Lagos. Senator Ajetumobi, thank you so much for joining us on Journalist Hangout.
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother.
Yes, good evening. First, so let's talk.
Yeah, good evening. Now, let's put this straight. If this judgment would have been otherwise, what do you think the governor would have done to the member of the House of Assembly? The judgment is explicit and it's clear. What the governor have done prior to now is subject to impeachment. Why will you have to bring down the House of Assembly, the building, the structure, taxpayers' money, and you expect this man to go scot-free? It's not done.
Okay. I think he's saying that.
I do not agree with him because he said the governor brought down the House of Assembly. There is no evidence to show that the governor was responsible for the burning of the House of Assembly. I can't see, I don't have that evidence. I don't see that evidence in the public space that the governor was responsible. Yes, the House of Assembly, as I mentioned, as part of that crisis was burnt. Yes. But nobody can say that it was the governor. There is no evidence to that effect. But my own argument is that when you are elected to serve the people, members of the assembly were elected to serve the people, what you should look at is the general good.
The general good of the people.
Yes. This decision that we want to take, is it in the best interest of the people of Rivers State? And my argument is that how is impeachment of the governor and his deputy in the interest of the people of Rivers State?
So you think it's an interest of a few, not for the people? In the interest
of those who think that we want to show that we are not only in government, but we are in power.
We are in power.
I don't agree with that.
Now let's talk peace. Peace and reconciliation. You know, what does peace mean? Whether the Wike camp, the Fubara camp, what does peace mean? I mean, what kind of sacrifice, you know, for talking about both sides, for peace to return to Rivers State? What kind of sacrifice do you think both sides need to make?
Yeah, the last time I was on this program, remember we spoke about the lack of elders.
Elders.
In Rivers.
Okay.
I don't know because I'm talking from this part of the country. Because normally Yorubas will say elders cannot be in the markets, and the head of the newborn is good. This ought not to have gotten to this level if there are serious elders in Rivers State. But they all took sides.
Okay. All right, GKB, please hold that thought. We have Ada from Jos. Ada, let's talk.
From Jos, Plateau State. God will bless you. You see, when I saw this headline now about what is happening in Rivers State, my heart, you know, I don't know, my heart just like, because my worry is Rivers State is not just an ordinary state. It's not like Plateau State, my state of residence, or Imo State, my state of origin, you know. It's a state that if anything happens there and there's crisis, our budget is in trouble. I don't know whether Mr. President realizes that. So this is their paymaster telling them what to do. And the lawmakers are bent on impeaching this Fubara. All along when they were talking about the budget and whatnot, they were not ready to do that. They were not ready to consider it. I knew. They are accusing him of playing to the gallery. What were they doing themselves? After when they realized that he was ready to implement it, they now said, okay. They are joining indefinitely, you know. All right. And then he still, well, even before this notice, Fubara still told them, requesting them to reconvene. They should come back so that he can present the budget. They don't want to. So I'm using your medium to plead on President Tinubu.
All right. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, just round off on your thoughts.
Yeah, like I was saying, the elders in Rivers have failed the states. Constitutionally, the House can do whatever they want. The governor has the power to do whatever he wants within the context of the Constitution. But sometimes it's beyond the legalists. It goes to the way elders handle the states. And for that, I'm very, very disappointed. Because we have nothing less than 2 or 3 former governors that are living in the states and that can do this stuff. I still believe the matter should not have allowed to get to this level.
If the elders did not take sides.
Have done it. Look at what happened in Lagos. Elders came in quickly to resolve the issue.
And
everything will go back to normal. 2 years is too long to be grandstanding.
Okay.
And that to me is the cause of this matter. The House will do what they have to do.
Okay.
The governor will do what he has to do. At the end of the day, the losers will remain the people of Rivers State.
For me, the issue of peace.
While you add to that one, talk to us about the process or processes of impeaching a governor.
The House, the first step is for the House to write the governor, accusing him of gross misconduct.
Which they have done.
Which they've done. Then they will write to the CJ to constitute a committee, panel to investigate those allegations.
Okay.
The governor will be invited to defend himself.
Okay.
After the governor defended himself, the panel that was constituted
by the CJN,
by the CJ of the state will now come up with a report which they will submit to the assembly. The assembly members will now vote on it, whether to impeach the governor or not. You know where the problem used to come is that most times members of assembly are not ready to wait that long, because the more the processes get elongated, the more difficult to remove the governor. So in most cases, they just abridge it and just do what they like. So when the governor goes to court, the court will say this man was not properly removed or impeached. As the case
follow the due process.
That you didn't follow the due process. Because, for example, after accusing him of gross misconduct, the House of Assembly will write to the CJ. Unfortunately, based on what we read in the news, the CJ is not on their side.
Okay, the CJ
of Rivers State, the Chief Justice of Rivers State is not on their side. It's not on their side.
Okay, it's not on the side of the lawmakers.
Yes, it's not on the side of the lawmakers. He's being accused of age discrepancies and different things. So if for whatever reason, the CJ refused to constitute a panel, that's it. That process.
So that would be very difficult to do, because the Constitution, once they triggered the impeachment,
the CJ has no choice but to
follow through.
Yes. The CJ must follow through.
Okay.
But you know that there could be instances where the CJ can frustrate that. That's happened several times. And that's the problem, because that's the process.
Okay.
The CJ is the one that is mandated to get that, to constitute that panel.
Okay.
In fact, the CJ, for example, I'm just saying so, can constitute a panel that is favorable to the governor, who will say that we have investigated this thing and we think this thing is not gross misconduct. It's possible.
So you think the impeachment thing will not fly?
No, I'm not saying it will not fly. What I'm saying is this, that in most cases, what history has taught us is that the people who put the impeachment thing in the Constitution are looking at more serious issues.
Okay.
Not this minor disagreement between people. So in most cases, it gets upturned by the courts.
By the courts.
All right. All right, let's go on the